All
We
right.
going in. Peace, everyone,
Peace,
and
peace.
welcome to Crumb TV. I am your hostess, the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty, and joining me today is Conscious or Crazy, and he has wanted to speak to you all about the 2020 year. So in the title, you'll see is 20 with the colon and another 20 and the question marks because so far it's been questionable. Um,
Definitely.
Would you mind? Would you go ahead and tell the people who you are and where they can find you before we get started?
So I go by Conscious Said of Conscious and Crazy podcast on Spotify. Started on SoundCloud. I started this in 2016, 15. Just got inspired to speak the truth to power, and here I am today. And you can find me Conscious Said, Conscious D21, Twitter and IG as well as Conscious Said, Kirksey as well. All right. And truth tellers like Dick Gregory inspired me to dig into my history and into these lies that they've been scheming for years, and the real truth, the hidden message. Yeah.
Yeah, so I am again Joy Allen, your hostess. You can find me on Facebook. Also follow me on Twitter at MKDTNT. Also follow me on Instagram at MKDTNT. And he's speaking about truth tellers, and I've been given the title of one who busts up all lies. So this
Love
is
it.
my time here on the Crumb TV platform. We are also streaming on Conscious or Crazy Facebook page, as well as the Joy Allen Facebook page, as well as the Crumb TV group on Facebook, and the Conscious Crazy on YouTube, as well as Branch of Knowledge on YouTube. And now I'm going to go to the comments. We have some master students here. And Sheba Batista from YouTube says, greetings, peace to you. And D Calico on YouTube says, Conscious, my brother. Peace to you, D Calico. And we have Kai Creators joining us from YouTube. She says, peace, peace to you. And on Facebook, we have a Facebook user that speaks Grand Rising, Kings and Queens. Grand Rising to you as well.
Rising, rising.
We have Tasmaniac Wolf here. Grand Rising, he says. Grand Rising to you, Taz. And I appreciate all the master students joining us here. Right now, I'm going to open this up to Conscious and Conscious Kirksey and let him begin this for us here.
All right. Yeah, I feel like overall, that's why 2020, I feel like the people need to ring the alarm, see what's the hidden agenda going on. And I feel like, and salute to the brother D Calico, we touched on a lot of key topics, man, with the illusion of Black Lives Matter being the Black liberation movement, which I agree is not. And as Jill Scott Heron said, the revolution will not be televised. Ain't gonna be no TV footage of the revolution. Ain't gonna be no TVs when the revolution happens. Cable gonna be off. But yeah, people don't get that, and these are just these are just distractions, and this ain't the real revolution. You gotta understand that. But yeah. But what's your opinions on 2020 so far with all the COVIDs and all the et cetera is going on, the distractions going on?
A summary of my how I view 2020 so far. I'm going to sum it up into the one word you use, which is distraction.
Yeah.
To start me out, 2020 is just a distraction. Period. The entire year, this entire timeline they have us under on this Gregorian calendar, which in itself is a falsehood. This year, this 2020 Gregorian year, is being used as a distraction. It's being used to take us away from what the system sees, what they see as the whoever you want to call them.
Yeah.
They see as a time of us being enlightened. They see as a time, they knew it was coming, that we would be coming together, that we would be building, that we would be bringing our nation back together.
Yep.
They're using this time as a distraction to dumb down those that they can capture in their net.
Yep.
And apparently, because all of us ain't in their net, they just gonna take the chances with us, of those of us who are not captured. And in the meantime, when you get caught in the net, sometimes you can wiggle your way out. So there are some that's in their net, and they are going to be coming out of that net, and they are going to be joining us, those of us who are aware and are not distracted. And they are going to do that through methods like tuning into broadcast and podcast, like what me and you present, and others like us. Some people, they will receive the message through music. Some people will receive the music from something they see visually. I mean, they'll receive the message from what they see visually. So there's many methods that will be delivered to our people. So I've seen efforts where they have cut broadcasts, they have taken down videos, they have stopped people from presenting their music mainstream. They have made an attempt to shut down certain websites and or methods and ports to where you can reach that same information that people on the other side, other places in this plane can reach. I see this year as a total distraction, and I refuse to be distracted. Anytime that I recognize that I am facing a distraction, I'm working my way to get through it, around it, just tear it down. So that's my summary on 2020. It is a year of distraction. It will continue to be a year of distraction, and we will continue to make our way through this as we've made our way through everything else, and as we will continue to make our way through things yet to come.
Exactly. And media, goddess of illusion. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the truth about it, and everything, as we know, been twisted, and we just got to get back. And some are there, some are actually here. Salute to the brothers' comment. Yeah, we just got to get back. But definitely, it's been hella distractions. Social distancing. People need to distance themselves from the lies of social media, and fundamental get they chakras aligned, get all the 7 chakras aligned. Yeah, man. People need to know. Yeah.
And actually, speaking on social distancing, because we are recapping the year so far, my view on social distancing is this. Social distancing is something I have always lived by. So for me, it's nothing new. It's actually a time of relief for me, because I'm like, wow, I finally get some space behind me in line. I get some space around me, because I used to have to bogart for my space. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I go to the store, and when I check out, it's like people want to get right up on the back of me. Like the line's gonna move faster because you're on my ass. It don't work like that. You're not waiting on me. You waiting on like the cashier. You waiting on the person bagging my items. And you waiting on the person in front of me to complete their transaction and their movements to move so I can move up. It's not going to move no faster. So what I started to do, because I've had to work on some calming down in life. So what I did, I used tools. So I would put my shopping cart behind me, so then they couldn't be up on me. And then I wouldn't get irritated because they up on my ass. So what I'm going to say is social distancing has been a gift for me. And I appreciate the time to breathe. This year has been about, speaking of breathing, and with social distancing back on that, it's about the COVID-19. And we all know that how you view the world is how it will be. And I have not yet seen any negatives to the COVID.
Exactly.
I've not.
asymptomatics, all the, you know, it literally says, hey, you have no symptoms, asymptomatic. It's like, it's like
I'm
people
talking about
been,
the COVID, the pandemic overall, like how it
yeah,
affected, like when it first started, people were in their homes, the streets were clear. So I was able to drive through and be a little, you know, it was not more all the traffic out there. It was not the road rage out there. The energy on the streets was way different when COVID first hit. And for me, again, it was a place of tranquility. I was able to drive with no crazies out there. People wasn't cutting me off and just being ignorant.
yeah,
And it was great. Um, Also, I know with this COVID distraction, people have lost their jobs. People have been separated from their employment. People have experienced a loss of the physical income. There's been losses. People have been separated from things they were used to. For me, I've only I've not experienced that. I've not seen it. I have actually, when people talking about their declining, I've seen my rise
yeah,
occurring during this time. I've had a ton of growth during this time.
yeah,
My and this fiat, this fake currency, they can keep it every day. My cosmic currency, I've been able to face it and see it for what it is. And I've been able to appreciate my cosmic currency, which all day, every day overrides the fiat.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
people crying, I'm like, okay, I don't know what you, but here you go. You know, I'll give them what I have because my cup runneth over, as
yeah,
I said before, onto the saucer beneath the cup. So I share my words, I share my experiences in an effort to support those who feel that they are in peril of any type sort. And
yeah,
then, as you spoke of the media is quick to. I don't watch TV, but I'll be in
agree.
places where they have like a TV in the waiting area or something, and all I hear is distress, distress. Be
Yep,
prepared, be prepared. And I'm just like, for what? What are y'all so hyped up and stressed out about? So people need to maybe work on turning off their TVs. Don't accept
exactly.
that message of, oh, we're in distress. Oh, everything's going to hell. Oh, watch out, prepare. That's awesome. Everything that's going on is all stuff people should have already been doing, as well
Yeah,
as washing your hands, not touching everybody and everything,
yeah.
because with our energy,
Hypochondriacs. They
I'm gonna,
creating
I'm gonna, I'm gonna sit
hypochondriacs.
back. Go ahead for me.
They creating hypochondriacs, man. That's
All
how
of
you
that.
get the virus. You know, fear, worry. You know that
Hmm.
worry weakens the stomach. You know, grief weakens the lungs. Yeah, man. People don't understand the body. Fear weakens the kidneys. So you know, and but it all starts with the mucous membrane. If your mucous membrane, salute to Crumb, your mucous membrane ain't right, then hey, man, yeah, your inside ain't right. Your outside ain't gonna be right. You ain't
That's
right.
right. That's
You
right.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, but things like hand washing, how is that new to anybody? If hand washing is new to you, you have issues bigger than COVID-19.
And I still see Caucasians
That's what we're talking about.
not washing their damn hands. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
they go reach
okay,
for their hand sanitizer.
yeah. They
That's
bought
that's
all that
not it.
out. They
Yeah, they
bought
can
all that
have it.
out. All the soap is still on the shelf.
That's what I realized too. Something else.
Yeah, yeah. We just got a, you know, history. I feel like Big Brother. You know, Big Brother is in effect. You know, and you know, it was a book 1984. The family ain't familiar with it. You know, yeah. Mucus, yep, removes toxins. Exactly, brother. Yeah, man. Yeah. You understand the body still, and people don't understand like we are souls. This is just a temporary house. This body, our souls live forever. You know, and people worried. Ain't no reason to worry about. I'm gonna live forever. This soul gonna live forever. So yeah, people don't put things to perspectives. I feel, but yeah,
And what else? So you spoke briefly on Black Lives Matter.
okay, yeah. Let's
That
bring it back.
BLM. Did you have more to share on that?
Definitely, yeah. People got to realize, you know, the term black, as we both know, you know, is always meant to color. You know what I'm saying? And we are treated, and we could look this definition up. The family artificial people. You know, we are truly artificial people in the law, and you know, and we get some legal rights. We got liberation, but freedom is a total different thing. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get to these terms and dig down these terms and learn these words because people don't understand. They wonder why this keep happening. I just seen a couple days ago, actually yesterday, in Juliet, Illinois, some brother was suffocated in the back seat. 5 months after the fact, it just got released. That's crazy to me. But yeah, and will justice be served? Exactly. It's just us. That's my opinion on justice. It started with Dred Scott. Dred Scott, his trial. Like they said, we wasn't citizens then. So you know what I'm saying. So I just feel like, yeah, division need to happen from because this corporation, not this country. Something need to change.
It does. And what I have to say about the term black, um, anytime that term is used, I do not take part.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this BLM, I don't have a response. I don't have any feedback other than I don't take part. And as long as anyone identifies with that word black for themselves, there's not going to be any justice. The justice is to remove yourself from those false identifying markers.
Yep.
You will prepare your own justice when you separate from those terms: black, African American, Negro, colored, all of that. The justice comes when you make these moves to separate from that. And
I think of Django. I do too, brother. Yeah.
Calico from YouTube says, when I see BLM, I think of Django.
Yeah. And people understand, Obama, he did delete, and I heard he deleted like the term Negro and Oriental from law, but and people don't understand about Obama, Stanley Dunham is his grandfather. So he always had that connection. People understand that him and Bush are related. You understand that. It's all one big happy family. But yeah, you understand that, and they didn't change anything. Why would he change anything? That's what I I view it. People understand. He just doing what the family did. They didn't change much. He ain't gonna change much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what I would suggest, because I attached some videos, some links to some related videos to this topic, and I don't speak on, again, the black issues. I don't speak on black issues. And so what I have prepared is the links that's attached to this video. If you want to reference, then that could be a source. I would, however, direct people to the Black's Law Dictionary.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
And that will give you your path for your study and how you perceive black. I'm not even about to share my views because this show's not about that. And plus, my views do not have anything to do with your personal path. So right now,
we on the same page.
Yep, from the master students, we have Shy Santiago from Facebook. She says Obama and Bush are related.
Yeah, look it up.
Yes, they are.
Lyndon Johnson, cousins, they kinfolk. Yep. Cousins and all that. Yeah.
Bobby Blue Blands from YouTube says Obama's real name is Barry Soetoro Jr. We have a lot of Obama comments here. D. Calico says Obama wasn't a descendant of slavery. We are not the same. I appreciate that confirmation. We are not the same. And the same does go, all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Exactly.
And I said real quick, I don't like black people. I don't like white people. I don't like them. They got issues. And if you look at the etymology of those terms and use Black Law's dictionary, then you'll know better what I'm saying. And if otherwise, that's all I have to say right now.
Yeah, they call us persons instead of people. People need the census. they call us persons, not people. But yeah, and I know I'm glad we did this on the 4th of July.
Mm,
That's what I call it, the July. They wasn't free. They was still pimped by Britain. They was still paying reparations to Britain after the fact. So people don't even know that.
yeah.
1783, the peace treaty pretty much said the King George was the Prince of America. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So people still don't understand the ties. People still think this is a oh yeah, this is people still think um this is the greatest country, or this is a corporation. This has been a business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And from YouTube, Bobby Blue Bland says, and BLM and the George Floyd situation are nothing more than fundraisers.
Right
And
on, right on, brother.
I
Right.
agree completely with Bobby Blue Blands from YouTube. And I don't take part in the George Floyd situation either.
Me either. That bullshit.
I have no feedback
See how
except
small the casket was? He was 6'4". How small that casket was? People need to look into this, man. That
well,
casket was small.
speaking of caskets and COVID, this COVID atmosphere, I know that there are people who couldn't have funerals.
Mm,
So how George Floyd get a whole funeral?
yeah,
Fundraiser. That's how.
exactly. Fun.
Moving forward. Um, so I know also you wanted to speak about our journey to awareness because in the beginning we already spoke on the 2020 being a distraction.
Yep.
And we're also, of course, we don't want to just talk about it. We want to offer avenues and tools on this journey forward. And then moving forward, at times we look back at where we came from to support us on our movement forward. And our journey to awareness is a topic for today as well. Do you want to speak right now about your journey to awareness?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Actually, this is yeah, my journey to awareness actually came through me actually happening to go to courts. So that's how I got my eyes wide open, and just influence of to start studying things like, yo, what's up? What's the real truth about this U.S. of A? Know what I'm saying? Like I literally had to go to court. It's like that was an eye-opening experience in itself. So that just got me digging into the real truth. Um, you know, why is it just us, not justice? Like what's going on? What's the real deal here? And finding out, America's a corporation. George Washington had pictures. He was with Moors. It's like what's going on here? Benjamin Banneker created, and designed DC. It's like, what's going on here? They don't teach us things. Mansa Musa, and it's just a lot of information that hit me. It's like, damn, I've been lied to this whole time. And sadly, my parents didn't know this information. Like, damn, so I just found it out, you know what I'm saying? As a youth, being 20, hitting college, like, damn, this is deep. So yeah, so my journey, and I'm still evolving daily. I just got hip to the Infinity Stones. I call crystals. You know what I'm saying? The true Infinity Stones. Mm, that was deep. That was deep. Reading the comments, yeah, yeah, and this meditation. I'm saying, so I feel like some people, like myself, I could say I was late to the game, but I'm definitely in the game. I'm on the floor, and I'm playing 24/7. Can't take me out. Um, so yeah, it's a daily journey and constant elevation. Evolving as a spiritual being. People, yeah. What's your journey? How's your journey been? And elaborate that for the people.
For me, I've always been aware that there was more. So I've always mentally been prepared for when it came.
Yep.
Um, I have a background of structure and discipline, and my dad, he was in the military. all of the men in my family on both sides were military.
I have military family as well. Yeah.
Yep. And I grew up in my household and I went to school and I said, yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And it was also always the respect that I was supposed to give. So I was trained up in certain type manners. And a little bit more about me in brief. When I was a student, top of the class always, in that fake school system, and of false knowledge, of no knowledge, actually, without knowledge.
Without knowledge.
Yeah, and one time my dad, I had a paper, and I missed it. I got the one question on my paper wrong. And he asked, every time I got something wrong, he would ask me about it. So I told him that the teacher marked it wrong because my answer was incomplete, because I ran out of space in my explanation. So he shared with me a small story about all of the trees that are here and all the paper and pencils that come from those trees, and to never let the one space that they provide me keep me from expressing myself. So at that time is when I learned, and he said, your mother has plenty of paper and pencil, because my mother studied too. She was into astrology and some other type things. So she had plenty of supplies for me. And from that point on, anytime I wanted to express myself, I did so, just as he had me instructed me. So I always have supplies of pen and paper on hand. With that being said, I had received a scholarship in high school for writing.
Okay.
So that was some other things. I joined the military myself instead of going to college. And so moving forward, that's some things about me in brief that was on my path to awareness. I got to a point in life where all that paper and pencil in my writing was not enough to express. I've expressed myself, but I needed more. And so I started to look outside of myself for the more. I started to get impatient. I started to become frustrated. I started to become uncomfortable, and I started to act out as an adult. And at that time, my 5 children were all here. None of them were yet grown adults, so to speak. And so part of what kept me was my responsibility to them as a mother. It's part of what kept me from lashing all the way out and being in whatever unforeseen situations. And so, but I looked outside of myself, and I ended up seeing a therapist, bad word, and they wanted to medicate me. They wanted me to do all this. I'm like, first of all, I don't take medications. I won't even take aspirin for a little headache. I'll deal with the headache. I'm not about to be on y'all's prescriptions. So that's all another type story. So one day I had left the appointment and I was just looking around looking up at the sky. And I'm like, I know it's more. I know it's more. And I kept knowing the more. And now what I know is I was manifesting the more to come to me. And I received it, and it was well received. I had my significant other. I met him, and we talked. You know, when you first meet someone, there's that room for growth. And he had mentioned Dr. Malachi Z. York to me. And I was like, I don't know who that is. I don't know. And this was just like 6 years ago. So, and it's like, it's something else how I'm looking back now. Like, I didn't know who Dr. Malachi Z. York was, because he was around for so long. He was on the front lines. His messages was there. They just didn't reach me. It was not my time yet. And like you said, you mentioned your parents. And my parents had never mentioned him to me. There was some things And I look back, I'm like, my parents couldn't have told me that. I wonder if they knew that. And now my mother, she has transitioned, so I can't even go ask her, you know, what her views were, what she knew. This is a journey. This part I have to do by myself. So I embrace that as well. So yeah, my significant other had mentioned Dr. Malachi Z. York. So I did a little study, and I found out, I saw about his compound in Georgia, how they destroyed it, and some other things. And I was like, okay, you know, it's gone. It happened. It was something else. So he introduced the video set of Hidden Colors to me.
Yep, me too. Yeah, I got hit.
I was like, whoa, Hidden Colors is when it came to me. And from that point on, I've been on a roll. And then you mentioned, who's that? Musa?
Oh, Mansa Musa.
And I was like, wow. And the pictures, the images are older than me. And I'm like, that's when I got frustrated. And that's when I got ready to get on my mission to become the teacher that I was told I am. And I'm where I'm at now. Because I was like, I sat in those classes in that fake school.
Yep.
They didn't show me stuff like this. They showed me stuff like Christopher Columbus and George Washington and all of them. Y'all know who they are. I ain't about to run them down. I'm like, no wonder I sat in social studies class like, what else y'all got? What's next?
Exactly.
No wonder social studies, the studies of social, being social. None of what was in those classes looked like me. None of it was about me. So it explained a lot. And as well as the science classes, they had those Marie Curie on the screen. Fake, y'all.
Still not a science guy. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But when it came to math, I was all over it. But anyway, that's part of my journey to awareness.
Yeah. People, Martin Luther King. It's like that was
yeah.
Push,
Sojourner Truth. Rosa Parks. I ain't about to talk about her. I ain't about to. But madness. Why I can't learn about these other people? You know, and the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you know what? Oh, they wouldn't tell us about them.
Oh yeah.
Malcolm X. Oh, they don't want to talk about all them. Something else.
Yeah, they want to talk about W.B. Du Bois. Like, nah, I like to listen to Marcus Garvey.
You know. And back here, right quick in the comments, there was a mention of Kai Creators from YouTube says, are you familiar with Antifa? And D Calico responded from YouTube. He says, Antifa to me means anti-firearms. Do you have some views on Antifa conscious?
So firearms or so yeah. Well, I feel on the firearms tip. I think definitely I think the family should be prepared, you know, and but yeah, I'm not really hip to Antifa that much, but I definitely feel we should be prepared, and you know, because I've been to gun ranges, you know, they have 10-year-olds with customized, you know, camouflage shotguns. They, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So I think we definitely need to get on game for real. I feel that.
Yes. And then with this Facebook user, their comment is nationality is the order every day. Love and wisdom are the words of the day. Gratitude, Facebook user. Yeah, I start my Facebook page out every day with the post before I do anything else in Facebook. I go in there and I post Islam. And then under that I put nationality is the order of the day. And it is
yeah.
I'm almost speechless because it speaks for itself.
Exactly. Yeah. And along with the firearms, family need to focus on even the water supply. You understand, like you know, 2025, we're gonna, you know, projected to be low on water. You know, it's already low right now, but yeah, you know, it's a little couple things people, you know, the distraction of 2020, you know, been taking us off a little bit. Yeah.
And I know you also wanted to talk about our knowledge of self.
Yeah, and I feel like that
And
ties in with
yeah,
astrology and
that's been
all
lost.
that you wanted to touch in.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I feel like that that touches all that 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 touches on and ties in with the astrology, the true zodiacs, and all that. I feel because as we know, you know they you know Moors from Spain created everything. Oh yeah, Stokely Carmichael.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's definitely true.
Yeah, we have a YouTube comment from Smuggles KB. Malcolm X was the truth. Stokely Carmichael was as well, but you'll never hear of him. Yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't heard of him in school neither. Shul, hell. I took my Crumb TV etymology class on Shul being hell.
Yeah.
And so I know you mentioned when you spoke of zodiac signs, you mentioned your sun sign, but
Yeah.
then found out something else about it afterwards.
So yeah, December 21st is my born day. So I found out me being a Sagittarius, but also like the last day of Sagittarius slash Capricorn. So and as we know, these 2 months, July, Julius Caesar and Augustus. So what's your viewpoints on how the calendar got changed? Because it's 13 moon cycles and every 28 days and etc. But what's your viewpoints on all that, the astrology tip and everything else?
So concerning astrology, my mission right now is to separate us from what we've learned through Western astrology. Those of us who are captured into that net. The evidence is that there are many types of astrology. There's not just the one. Also, the astrology, as we know, has dates on those. And
Mm-hmm.
the dates determine the signs and some other events when it comes to astrology. So then in that event, time would be a tool used when measuring astrology. And when I found out that as we talked about, July was added to the calendar. The Gregorian calendar was formed, and it was done in the process of adding July, which was named for Julius Caesar, and it was done in the process of creating August, named for Augustus Caesar, his adopted son. Um, so taking that out of the equation actually gets us to the 9 days in a week instead of 7. And then that shifts the whole idea of calendar a whole nother way. So then you have to adjust and make room and way for those aspects when you measure astrology. The whole wheel gets shifted. And then when you consider some of the constellations that they considered insignificant, and they left out the Romans, they left out some constellations such as Ophiuchus. And then when you insert Ophiuchus, it comes in between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So, it creates a whole shift. And when you're seeking yourself and knowledge of self, and if you're going to use astrology on your path, those are some tools that I would definitely suggest you put at the top of your list when making those adjustments. In an effort to further support you when detaching, I added some links to the video description box for some video broadcasts that I've done previously on Crumb TV with Brother Crumb and some master students. And my very first show spoke about the glyphs and how they've changed. There are ancient glyphs and there are modern day glyphs. And with studying astrology, we know that some of those glyphs are actually in the process of being changed today.
Hmm.
So not even the glyphs that we identify with are real. None of this stuff is real. And
Right.
we're working on, I'd say we're working on identifying for ourselves what all of that means and defining it and not allowing the system to do all of that for us. Some
Definitely.
of us, we've been dependent on this system for so much of who we are, and they've been lying the entire time. And it's time that
Governmental. Governmental.
govern the mental. They're governing your mental, and it's time that you separate and govern your own mental.
Yeah. Exactly. Definitely.
And so back to the comment section, we have, all right. Well, any other, all right. Tanika Marie from YouTube says, will any of the family be doing a ritual under the full moon tonight with your intentions set going forward? I know you mentioned you were working with some crystals, you're self-conscious.
Oh yeah, I got crystals. Yeah, yeah. The infinity stones, I call them. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so will you be performing any rituals under the full moon tonight?
I definitely should. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I appreciate the reminder too. So yeah.
Okay. And I've studied crystals. I've studied them. I've not yet gotten so far into it. I've just touched the surface of it. But that's not something I myself will be doing. And right now I'm going to take a few moments to acknowledge the platform that we're on here on Crumb TV. And you can subscribe to Crumb TV on YouTube. And our humble brother Crumb also has a YouTube channel called Branch of Knowledge. So you can subscribe over there and comment on the video, like the video, share the video. That'd be great. You can also follow our humble brother Crumb on Instagram at Crumb TV _. And you can follow him on Facebook, as he calls it, aka Facebook at Crumb TV. And again, comment, like, share the video. And as Crumb would say, smash the subscribe button.
Smash that button.
Smash the button.
Yeah.
You can also again support his platform through his Cash App at #Crumb TV. And now back to what we're speaking about here today. We are again speaking about the year 2020, according to this Gregorian calendar so far.
Yeah.
And the events that are taking place and moving forward from here onto a better path, a more enlightened path, a continued path of knowledge of self.
Definitely. Definitely. And yeah, from the Council of Nicaea, 325 AD, that's when the lies, of course, as we know, originally started. And yeah, and it kept growing ever since. But I love this platform because this is the only TV I mess with consistently. It's the only TV I love to watch. And if we control the narrative, the media can become informative and positive for us. And I love this. I love what everybody's doing on this platform. I love it.
I do as well. And I appreciate being able to be here. And I appreciate Brother Crumb for offering this space to me to come to the before the master students, in front of the master students, to meet with the master students and to build with the master students. I appreciate it. Yeah. And so do you want to speak about anything else before we leave today?
Positive energy activates, constant elevation. and realize that words are powerful. So it definitely spells, and it's got to realize what energy we putting out is the same we're gonna get back. It's a cycle. We create our reality, and people got to understand that. So we got to manifest positivity. You know what I'm saying 20, 20 times 20, 400 years. Yeah, that time is up. Yeah, salute to the brother. I appreciate you. Love that comment. Yeah. The time is up, and the clock is broken. Ring the alarm. The family need to, crack that the Liberty Bell again, and you know what I'm saying, and get that the true freedom that our people are lacking in this country. You know.
Yes, and again, this presentation is on a podcast as well. And what I want to share is this YouTube comment to those who are looking into some full moon rituals or anything else related to that. Tanika Marie from YouTube says, thank you, Sister Joy. She's speaking about me, Joy Allen. Utilizing sage as well as pouring a offering to our ancestors before you meditate are some rituals you can do. Respect. Gratitude, Tanika Marie. Okay. And I don't have any closing words. I've said everything that I needed to say today, and it's actually more than I usually say. And with that being said, I'm going to introduce the fact that you should be seeing more of me by myself. I'm working on, now that I know the platform and I can navigate the broadcast well, I'm going to work on some topics by myself. So I'll see you all there. And Leslie from YouTube, she's always in attendance. I appreciate her presence here. She says, thanks for the reminder. I got to sit my crystals out.
I agree. Yeah, I need to do the same as well. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, if so IG, lately I've been debating, lately if you catch me on IG, I've been in conversations, been trying to, debate with the rapper formerly known as Lupe Fiasco. Catch me on live recently. So yeah, I'm trying to, get feedback, and yeah, I'm trying to touch any trying to spread the word of information on by any means necessary, the truth, and the truth that we lost, but the truth that is being found. I feel the awakening is definitely in effect. I feel for sure. Yeah, meditation. I agree. Is the best medication. I love that. Yeah. Conscious said everywhere. Conscious said 21. Twitter. You know, Instagram. Conscious or Crazy is the podcast. I had the brother Calico on there. For Juneteenth. And definitely appreciate his food for thought he brings. Definitely will put this out on the platform as well with the podcast. Conscious or Crazy.
Yeah, because we didn't speak about Juneteenth.
Oh yeah, okay, we can touch on it. Yeah. I feel it's probably the closest thing to our so-called liberation in this country, but liberation and freedom is two different things, and I think we got to realize that. But I feel like the closest thing is Juneteenth. We have as a so-called Day of Independence, but it's not the true freedom of our people. I still feel we're still searching for that day. Like I said, the revolution is not televised. Yeah, we're gonna be free when we want to be free. I feel like collectively, but yeah, some people are. Some people are still in chains. Yep.
Yeah, I say we are free. We never were bound. And also I attached a link to a Juneteenth topic as well. There's a video attached. You can watch more on Juneteenth through that link. And Mick Tukala FBT on YouTube says, I'm going to do whatever I can to promote this platform. Salute Crumb TV. Salute. We salute you. Gratitude for your support. Yep. And your comments are support, and I appreciate those. as well as when people like the video and share the video. It is all a method to promote what we do. And I appreciate everyone for what they do contribute to the platform. And even for people who don't comment, your thoughts are with us as well. We're receiving those frequencies as well. So it's all appreciated. And we're going to wrap up this show. And I am your hostess here today with your host, Conscious or Crazy. And I am Joy Allen, also known as the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty on YouTube. And I am a master student. You can follow me on Twitter at MKDTNT and also at Instagram at MKDTNT. And you can support me through my Cash App as I continue to support the Crumb TV platform at #TNT 96MRD. And Conscious or Crazy, do you have any closing remarks for students before we
Unifier, die or perish. It's just us. Evolve or die, family, and we are evolving. You know what I'm saying? And we need to become the spiritual beings that we were. And if we lost it, we definitely need to find it once again. And get reattached to our ancestors spiritually, and don't let this big brother government stand in the way of us governing our own mental. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I have. And Conscious or Crazy with knowledge, or am I crazy? I appreciate you, family.
Peace to everyone. We'll see you next time.
All right.
On Crumb TV.